Okay, we're making a picture of a bowl of apples. So we're going to start by making a big circle on our paper. So it's a square paper. So if you just come in at the corners, you can get a good circular shape. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. And I am starting with crayon. You may want to do pencil first so that you, in case you make any mistakes. Okay, and then I'm actually just going to make another little circle real close to the edge of that. Just kind of like an inside line. That'll just give you the edge of the bowl so that it looks a little bit more realistic. Okay. Then we're just going to fill up our space with circles. So not all apples are going to be the same size. Your arrangement might look different from mine, and that's okay. Maybe some of yours will be underneath. You won't only be able to see part of the circle. That's okay. All right, and then I went ahead and made a little curve on each one, and then drew the stem sticking out of that. So a bump, and then a little stem. Bump, bump, a little stem. And of course I should have put my name down here at the bottom. Okay. All right, and then I'm ready for my coloring technique. So we are using chalk, and they have these nice little foam black things on the bottom of the container to help keep them from sliding around and getting too dusty in here. So I'm going to use some red, and I'm just going to press lightly. Okay, I don't need to press hard. I'm just going to kind of go around the edge of my apples. Well, the ones that I want to make red, because we know apples can be different colors. Some are more red. Okay, so real lightly. It's not like using crayons where you have to color back and forth a lot. Just going real lightly. I'm going to blend in a little bit of yellow. And maybe a little bit of orange too in each one of these. Okay, my other apples over here I made more yellowish. And then last ones here I did like a light green. Okay, and then I added a little bit of yellow into these as well. And actually added a little bit of orange on these ones. And a little bit of dark green. And I did add a little bit on these other ones too. Just a little tiny hint. You can always go back and add a little bit more color. Okay, And then I took my water and my brush and I just painted right on top of my chalk with my wet brush. It just kind of blends it out. And now it looks more like painted. Oops. Okay, I'm just trying to stay inside my lines. Okay, when I want to paint in like a different color, like I'm going to paint the yellow area, I'm just going to clean out my brush a little bit. Remember, we don't want to tap our paintbrush. Just move it gently along the inside of the cup. No tappers. So now my chalk isn't like real dusty. It's more like paint. And I left like a little bit of white, if I could, just to make it kind of seem like maybe it was a little bit of a shine on each one. Okay. A little bit up here. Then my background, well, inside my bowl, I did some blue. So the nice thing is you don't have to fill in every little white space because it just kind of blends out. And again, I am pressing real lightly. I'm just kind of dabbing the paper. And I did a little lighter blue along the edge of the bowl. And then my background around the bowl, maybe my tablecloth, I did a little bit of the magenta. So it's a nice quick painting technique. And you can even blend in your colors a little bit. You know, when my yellow and pink mix together, I get a nice orangey color. And then I just gently spread out my blue. Now, if I wanted some of my areas to be darker or colored in a little bit more, I can just wait till they dry. And then go back in and add just a little bit more chalk. And again, lightly. You want to press hard, you don't want your paper to rip. I was thinking a nice story to read with this might be Maddi's Fridge. You can find that on Storyline Online. Maybe also Carla's Sandwich, because they talk about food a lot in that book as well. Again, on Storyline Online. Okay, and I'm just kind of blending out my background. Okay, and I did clean out my brush, okay? So remember, before you're switching spaces that have different colors. Get that brush clean. Your brush along the inside of the cup. All right, and then it's all set. So good luck with yours. Hope it turns out just wonderfully for you and that you have a great day.